Let's go with it.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is be an epic show tonight. We have a superb, legendary guest. She is a look. The accolades is so long. Look, I'm gonna try to go through a few. She basketball in the state of North Carolina. She went on to play for the North Carolina State Wolfpack, where she was ACC Player of the Year, three-time first-team All-ACC. Then she was drafted by the Charlotte Sting, her hometown team, where she was a three-time WNBA All-Star, two-time WNBA second team. Her jersey is retired by the Charlotte Sting, retired by the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Listen, without further ado, this woman is a straight-up legend in basketball. Legend. I told her this when we was on the phone. I said, I need a legend, and she came through for us. Without further ado, let's welcome her to the podcast, Miss Andrea Stinson.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Representing the South. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. Guys, I appreciate you having me here. I'm just me. That's all I can be. It's just me.
Nothing wrong with that.
And we love that. We love that. So let's dig into it, because we definitely want to hold you up. I know we got a lot to talk about. I mean, because your career has been amazing, and we definitely want to like just get in and have ask as many questions we can. First thing before I dive into the actual question list that we have for you, though, just tell us about like growing up in North Carolina. How was it for you, and when did you find that love for basketball that you did to get you where you at today?
Well, I grew up in North Carolina, in Cornelius, North Carolina, which is a small city. And within Cornelius, we have a small little area called Smithville. And my first love was softball. And, everybody played softball. And, that's all we did. We traveled to different places. We played in the church league. You played the church league all that for softball. And my love for basketball became very evident when I was watching all the guys play. You stand out there and you're the only girl standing beside the court, and you're watching all these guys playing, and it's like, man, I really want to try that. I want to do that one day. And that's what got me going. My guys in Cornelius that I grew up with, they played, and they played hard every game. And it was just like, oh, I can do this. I really, really want to do this. So that's where the love came from. Just watching them do what they do and wanting to do exactly what they did.
Oh, nice. Okay. Was there any influence from family? Did you have your any other like any male lady figures in your life that you saw as well? You was out there playing ball?
I have an older sister, a half sister who played at Norfolk State.
Okay, so your whole family was like that then. That's what was going on. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, they were the 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" people. And so they got all the hype, and I didn't get any of the hype, but hey, it doesn't matter about the hype if you have the drive.
Absolutely.
And you got the skill.
Yeah, they got the skill. I was blessed with the skills. Yes, I was.
Okay. So in high school, you won Miss Basketball, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And you chose NC State. All right, I'm pretty sure you could have went to any university in America. What drove you to NC State?
Well, what drove me to NC State was, first of all, my mom wasn't going to get on a plane and fly to see me play. So that was the first thing. Okay. You got to stick to what mama can do.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. But then, the coaching staff at NC State, they were everywhere I showed up to play basketball. They were there. It wasn't Coach Al. It was the assistant coach. Somebody representing NC State was there. Coach Ed Baldwin highly recruited me, and he was everywhere. I mean, I couldn't turn around. Every time I turned around, he was there. And so they really showed a great interest in me. And, they also, once we talked, and, they loved to have people from North Carolina at North Carolina State, and that was a thing too. And, and then so with talking with them and they were everywhere that I turned around, I had a one event that was an Andrea Stinson Day, and the
wow.
whole staff was there. You know, the
Wow.
whole staff came.
That's
So
big time.
that was even before I signed. You know, I hadn't even signed or anything, but they just, that's what really turned me on to NC State. And plus, Coach Yao, you know, just her accolades within themselves, you know, playing for a coach like her. And I know the program was used to winning. You know, my whole house was Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
sure.
that, like,
Everybody
Ooh.
loved
what's
Carolina.
going on with that now? Like,
Hey, that's
Everybody
real.
loved Carolina.
yeah.
And I
That's real
said, no,
disrespectful. That's
I'm
real
gonna go
disrespectful.
with my first mind. I'm gonna go with NC State. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
because you know, if I had gone to Carolina, I would have had a lot of work to do. I didn't have anybody to play with. It would have been like starting over. So I wanted to go to a school where it was already established. You know, there were good players there, and so you know, I wouldn't have to work so hard.
Mm.
Never thought about Tennessee? Like, you know,
No, I never
like
thought about
that.
Tennessee. Absolutely not. Never thought about Tennessee. It's too many people there. Too many people have gone there. Too many people want to go there. No, I want to be somewhere where I could do what I do the way I do it. And Coach
So,
Al allowed me to do it.
so you said you want to go where people are there to play. So in high school, did you have good players, or you had to adapt to playing with talented people just like you?
I had so players in high school. I didn't really have a basketball players. I had a track star. I had a volleyball star, and they decided to play basketball with me. And the good thing about that was we played so well together. You know, my junior year, we went undefeated, 26-0.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
lose a game that whole season. So for us to bond together, as they are different athletes, you know, a track runner and a volleyball player, and for us to gel together was great for me.
So basically, they just knew their role. Like, okay,
Right.
I'm the head honcho. Y'all just play y'all role, and we can make things work. Basically, that's what it sounded like to me. Like,
Yeah,
I'm the leader.
they knew their
You know
role.
your role.
If I
So,
got double teamed, hey, I was loving it because I knew they knew what to do with the ball once I gave it to them.
That's true.
That's
so what
how.
was the challenge? So what was the challenge when you playing with players who just like you, other dogs that consider they've been star players on their high school team? So what was the
Well,
adjustment for that?
the adjustment was, I guess the adjustment was them. For me, the adjustment was, um, I could I wouldn't be double teamed. They wouldn't be able to double team me. They wouldn't be able to throw three people at me, trap me, or just just do certain things just to me because
Mm-hmm.
other people could play too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, my game was a fast break, and that's what I did. You know, I got the ball out and I ran the floor, and I played with Rhonda Map, and she get the rebound and throw it long distance. I catch it and lay it up. So that was my game. You know, that's what I did, and for them, they had to adapt to that's the way I played. And
Yeah.
Coach Al, she talked about it. She's like, listen, Stinson is fast break. If she goes and runs out, y'all got to give it to her.
Yep.
And then but she got those jealous people that came in and didn't want to give it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's life. We had to deal with that, but that's what I did, and that's what I did well. So Coach Al respected me for that, and I respected her for allowing me to play the game that I know how to play.
Awesome.
Okay, so next question. I'm Keon, by the way. I don't know if I introduced myself, but
Now he just rolled up. That's our cousin. That's our cousin. He just rolled up to my house.
I like the way you rolled up.
You should have seen him beforehand.
they told me I had to put on a shirt. So who did you model your game to? Was it a male, female, or somebody in your neighborhood? Because you said you liked seeing the boys play.
Yeah. I had one cousin in my neighborhood, Kent Bryce, and I tell you what, the guy just could flat out play. He could flat out score. There between the legs, behind the back, pull up, and fast break, pull up, and I always modeled my game after him. But as I got older, Cheryl Miller, Michael Jordan, of course, MJ, got to throw some MJ in there, and also, I watched Sam Perkins a lot, and he was left-handed, and I
Dirty
always
left.
wanted to be left-handed.
Yeah, he was
I
crafty.
always, yes. So that's why I use my left hand so much. You know, that everybody scout me, the college, high school, WNBA, Stinson's going left. You know, that's just what it was. I love to use my left hand.
That's a lost art.
So what
Yes,
are you?
it
Are you a
is.
left-handed or you're a right-handed?
I'm right-handed,
So you was
but
trouble.
yeah, they were in trouble.
Like, you know, when you right-handed, be like, make him go
Look,
left.
yeah,
You
you
like,
probably laugh. You probably
Hey,
laugh.
hey,
Go
hey,
ahead, make me go
make
left.
me go left. I'm happy with it. Hey, turn me left.
yeah. So look, so this could be a question whether male or female. Who is your favorite player of all time, any sport?
Michael Jordan.
MJ, baby.
So
I just cannot deny, you know, the things that he did during his career. I
Yeah.
watched him. No, I didn't go to Carolina. I didn't like Carolina, but I love Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, he was just one that for my era I watched all the time. You know, like I said, I watched Sam Perkins, you know, Worthy, some of them, but Michael was the one that I modeled my game after.
Have you ever had a chance to meet Mike?
Uh-oh.
actually, Mike. I met Mike, but Mike's dad and I were real close.
Okay.
Oh.
He was like a father to me. I met him when I went to NC State, and he took care of me while I was at NC State. I always called him when I went overseas. We right back and forth. So he was like a father to me.
Yeah.
I know Larry, Michael. I know them all. So yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I'm D Springs, Mr. Light and Easy. So share your experiences, you know, at North Carolina State. What was the ups and what was the downs? But also after, you know, going through North Carolina State, share your experiences by playing for your home state team, the Charlotte Sting.
Well, my experience at NC State, you know, first of all, at NC State, I went to NC State in '87, and at that time there was a rule called Prop 48. So you know, you didn't get the SAT, you couldn't play. So
Yeah.
I didn't play, but 3 years at NC State. You know, that was my down where I didn't play that fourth year, and the accolades that I have at NC State was done in 3 years.
Oh wow.
And you know, just the challenge of the academics was a not a downfall, but it was a challenge. You know, because you come out of high school, you don't know how to study. You know, they don't teach you how to study.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn that the first year. I had to learn all that all over, and that was fine with me. I had no problem learning it, but they took a season away from me, and that was the only downfall that I really had at NC State. Everything else, I enjoyed being on campus. There was a lot of people at first. It overwhelmed me, but you know, 200-300 people in a classroom, you're a number. But
Yeah.
you know, those are the type things that you have to you learn and you grow with, and that's what I did at NC State. As far as the Charlotte Sting, after I left NC State, I played overseas 6 years before the WNBA started. So
Yeah.
that helped me grow and become a better player before starting the WNBA. You know, all these other leagues, ABL and all that stuff was coming out, and they were drafting me and saying you need to come and play. And I was like, no, I'm waiting on the WNBA. I'm not gonna play in any of the other leagues and you know do all this other stuff. They wanted me to play in New England, man. It's too cold in New England.
Facts.
I would
Facts on that.
I would have been freezing in New England. But WNBA, man, I tell you, it's nothing like playing at home.
Yeah.
You know, I played overseas, but playing at home in front of your home fans and my family, my friends, and everybody was there calling me for tickets.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
my
you know
God.
that. You
It
know
was
that.
crazy. But it was amazing. I wouldn't trade anything for it. I'd do it all over the same way all over again.
So being overseas, do that really enhance like for like maturity and enhancing your game at the same time?
Oh yeah, you got all day. You eat, sleep, and play basketball. That's all you do. So in the morning was I go to practice by myself because most of the girls on my team they work, so they have to work during the day, and so we
Wow.
have one big practice at night for 3-4 hours. But my
Damn.
personal stuff was done during the day, where I win, I lift weights, I run, I shoot, and you know, and when you're playing and shooting by yourself, you tend to learn more and you do things better because, man, chasing that ball is not easy. Get tired of
You
chasing
ain't had
that
no ball,
ball.
boy?
Man, no, I was by myself and shooting on the side and going all the way to the other side. No, okay, I gotta make this go in.
Yeah.
And that's the way I train my girls now is to, you know, go in the gym by yourself, chase that ball. I guarantee you'll start making some shots.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So the scene of loving basketball when she was overseas, just dribbling the ball around her. So that's really real, right? Like that's actually that is a
Hey,
real.
that was a real story. When they say, oh, he just told them to pass the ball to you, that's what he's telling them.
Yeah, that's the ton of that. Did
Pass
you
the
ever pick
ball
up
to you.
any? Did you ever pick up any languages or?
I picked up Italian a little bit, but English is a universal language.
Absolutely.
Everybody
It
spoke
is.
English. I mean, you know, and I can understand what he was trying to explain to them because my basketball IQ was, you know, a little higher than the rest of the girls. And
Right.
so, you know, they want to pick my brain and see what I think. And I said, well, I'm with the coach. It's the same thing, you know. So, yeah, hey, man, I loved it overseas. Eat, sleep, and play basketball and get paid to do what you love to do.
Right.
That was a
And
dream come true.
That's professional
Right.
life right there.
Yeah, that's that
Mhm.
professional life right there.
Right. Let me ask you a question. You spoke about something like Prop 48. Like
Hmm.
when you learned that they were, I guess AC State was going to put you on the Prop 48, like because of the I think it was like the SCT testing, right? What
Hmm.
was your thoughts? Like, what did you think you at that moment? Like, okay, I'm not gonna play this year of basketball my freshman year, basically. You're gonna have to sit down, go through classes, go through. I guess I don't know. Should they have to do additional testing? But what was your thoughts like when they told you like, hey, you're not gonna be able to play this year. We're gonna put you on Prop 48. I think you have to go through a certain course schedule, and then you'll be available the next year. What was your thoughts at that moment?
Well, my thoughts were that I wanted to prove them wrong that I couldn't last in the classroom just because of a standardized test.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that semester, that year, I ended up with a 3.0. So they can't tell
Okay.
me that, you know, that just because I can't pass a standardized test, that
Hmm.
I can't do my work in the classroom. So that was my first thought. And you know, after that I just left it alone and went ahead and proved to them that I belong there.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's always, I mean, Prop 48 seems to, it's always just known as culturally biased because it's a test score
Hmm.
that they're trying to measure you on. And, you know, that's all regional, that's location based and school system and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to see what you thought about that. But
Yeah.
when you,
It was definitely a hard time for me because you know I just thought that they were just picking on me, you know,
right,
picking on me as a black female. You know,
right,
she don't really deserve to be here and this and that. But you know, I got past that and I went ahead and buckled down and did what I needed to do,
absolutely.
and then they couldn't say anything.
I
So,
mean, talk about
go
Eddie
ahead, bro.
Jones. I mean, Eddie Jones, he was on the Prop 48 at Temple. I mean, there's
Hmm.
a lot of athletes
Yeah,
went through that process.
yeah.
So talk about your experiences playing for Team USA. Like, how was that?
Well, my experience with Team USA was great. I ended up going to Cuba. I ended up in Brazil. You know, it took me a lot of different places. I always played on, you know, the teams before the Olympics, but I could never get that Olympic team. You know, it's just, you know, just when you're trying out for a team like that, players tend to play 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 times, you know, and then
Yeah.
your position,
Hmm.
I couldn't crack that position, you know, because I played the three.
Hmm.
USA basketball, I played the three. So, you know, you had girls there that were older than me, that was more experienced and never gave up the position. So, you know, I just got to the point where, you know, I stopped trying for that Olympic team because I just felt like, you know, hey, if you got 2 or 3 gold medals, hey, let somebody else get one.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's not what they did. That's not what they did. And so that's the only thing that's missing from my resume is an Olympic team. But you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It doesn't even bother me because you know why? I love my career and I would do it all over again.
Yeah.
Was
Who were the
Cheryl Miller?
forwards on that
Was
team?
Cheryl Miller on that team?
Cheryl Miller. No.
She wasn't okay. Cool.
Teresa
Okay.
Edwards.
Teresa
Edwards. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
got
got
you.
eight gold medals. Yeah.
Cheryl
So-
Swoops was on that team, right?
No.
Cheryl was on not the first couple of ones. No, Cheryl was younger.
Yeah, I think
Cheryl,
she came in later. Yeah.
yeah, she came a little later. But yeah, I couldn't play on that Olympic team that our coach because I was Prop 48. So that kept me from that Olympic team because I definitely wanted to get that one. Yeah.
Damn, that's
But-
tragic.
Yeah, that Prop 48 it kept me from trying out for the Olympics.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about transferring after, because of the Prop 48?
No, they tried to get me to go to junior college. I was like, no, I'm
Oh.
going one place and I'm staying. I can't stand that transfer, all that change, man. I need to get one spot and stay there and concentrate on what I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
All right, so tell us about the Bluefield basketball program, and then describe the process of the recruiting players to on the NAIA schools.
So I am Bluefield University. So, my Bluefield University. We're a small Christian school across the tracks from Bluefield State. So I've been there 3 years now. Last 2 years, I was the assistant coach for the men and the women. So I kind of did a double duty recruiting process. We just do like everyone else. We go out, we watch players. We try not to go to a lot of D1 events because, we're not going to get those D1 players because we're D2, and they're just not going to come unless something happens and they just can't get in. But we go recruit where we can recruit. We for the boys, we recruit a lot out of 757 up in Virginia. So we do a lot of Virginia kids. Right now we have a kid. I got his shirt on. I don't know if you can see it. His name is Elijah White.
Shout out to Elijah.
Yes, sir.
Elijah White, and he is. When I tell y'all, he's amazing. He is not. I can say he's not in D1 simply because he's not tall enough. But we go out and we recruit. We try to keep us a 6'7" and 6'8", keep us a good guard, a good 2 or 3. But this year I have about 14 guys coming in. Half of those are freshmen, and the other half are transfers, junior college transfers. So hopefully we'll have a good season this year. Just doing the boys this year. So
we're claiming a good season.
Hey, we claiming a good season. I'm telling you, man.
So how many are the D1 players that didn't work out on the D1, and then for grades or whatever trouble, do you guys get that will come to a D2?
Well, we might get 1 or 2. It just depends. It's a lot of schools they have to choose from before they come to a small Christian school. That's what get them right there. Small Christian school.
So it's rules you gotta follow.
That's right.
The Lord
It's certain rules you gotta follow.
The Lord must go to church on Sunday now.
But we do have a football team, so you gotta know it. Hey, we do have a football team, and they're pretty good, pretty decent football team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is y'all like NIL, and that's kind of leads to my second question with the women's program. Like, it's changed the landscape of college sports.
Right.
And like, how has it affected Bluefield with NIL? Has it helped you guys, or is it hurting you guys because you may not have the money?
Well, Eli, the one guy I'm telling you about, he has an NIL deal. He's the only one right now, probably at the school that has one. But we're gonna work on launching a program to help them get NIL deals.
Right.
So that's what we're doing. We're in the process of doing. So it's gonna be it's new for us. I mean, it's new. It's gonna be new for us, but we're gonna help them as much as we can.
So one more question before we move forward. So the guy Eli, right? You said the only reason he's not in the D1 because he didn't have the height. So are y'all like promoting, like sending tapes to like D1 for him?
Well, I tell you that if D1 had wanted him, they would have came and got him. I think that his height is what they can't deal with because he won't be able to defend a whole lot of point guards. A lot of point guards.
How tall is he?
6'2", 6'3". He's only 5'10". but he can score the ball. Oh my God, he can score. It does not matter who's on him. He can score the ball, but he just can't defend a bigger person. His defense is what's kept him from going D1. But he's a great kid. He's a great kid. He absolutely loves the game. His IQ gets better and better every game. But it's only his height. That's it. That's all I can see.
How tall is he?
He's only 5'10". Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's 5'10".
He's 5'10". He's 5'10".
No, but
That's not bad.
okay, we play West Virginia Tech, and they have a 6'2" guard. He can't do anything to. I mean, if you got a 6'2" guard, you can't handle it, man. I'm telling you, man.
Is it the?
I can see it, especially with somebody on the same
Exactly.
level you that's taller than you.
Exactly.
We talking about the same level that are you and taller.
And you're
than
taller
He gonna
than
give you
you.
the
He gonna give you the
business.
business. Yes, he is.
Do you?
I don't know.
Hold on.
It's small guards though. Go ahead, JD.
Hold on. Do you so and I know that you're talking about like just West Virginia Tech is one of those schools that you just use as an example. But as the NAIA school, do y'all scrimmage like sometimes D2 schools or maybe a D1 school just to get
we have Marshall on the schedule this year. We play
Right.
Marshall every year. We play Elon University. We get a few D1 schools in play. Yeah,
So you know when you're saying, hey, he's too small to play against the bigger guard, it's because you physically seen him get.
I've seen it.
Exactly.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So that
I've
makes
seen
sense.
it. Yes, sir.
And
Now,
I
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
go
I'm
ahead,
saying
please.
I'm gonna let you go, but I take you because you'd have been on the level. You'd have been on the highest of the highest.
Yes.
Level. So you know what you see. So
I know what you can do. If I look at you and you playing, and I know, man, you can't defend him. I'm gonna tell you. And I told him, me and him had a long conversation at the end of the season. Eli, we gotta get your defense better. If we get your defense better, I mean, people look at you and you can move up. But we got to get the defense better because, especially playing bigger guys, because you're gonna play bigger guys if you move up. So, yeah.
So while we're talking about NIL, women's college basketball, we see Angel Reese and all the other ladies like really getting to the bag. How you think that has changed the landscape of women's basketball?
It has done wonders for women's basketball. It has really given people, letting them know that we're here and we can play the game. If y'all would just give us a chance, just give us an opportunity, give us a CBS game, give us a game, or two on the national level, and allow us to show you what we can do. The competition is better. The rivalries are heating up. I mean, it's becoming a lot of different rivalries. South Carolina, I mean, look at South Carolina, LSU. I mean, Iowa with that player, So, there he go with this L.
LSU, I gotta represent LSU.
Hey, I gotta stay with South Carolina now. I gotta stay with my girl Dawn. Now, Dawn is my girl now. We play side by side now. I gotta stay with South Carolina, man.
I respect that, but I think they saw that, right? Because the women finals had more viewers than the men did.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't see that, I don't know what you're watching.
I don't know what you're watching. Exactly. And you had a lot of men paying attention to college basketball.
Was locked in.
Had the TV on.
So what are your thoughts on the overall women's game? Like, what are your thoughts seeing from when you played to now? Like, has it evolved? Has it gotten better? Like you said just now with the competitions and, like you said, LSU, UConn, South Carolina, Iowa, all these different teams who back in the day wasn't in these conversations, but now they're in these conversations as, people got older and teams got better.
Well, I'm very pleased with the progress of women's basketball. I'm glad there's not just Connecticut winning all the time, Tennessee winning all the time, and now you got competition with everybody. Any given night, somebody can beat you. You got to go play your game every night. You got to bring your A game every night, and that's what that women's basketball is about. We play basic fundamental. We don't have to play above the rim. We do what we do, and basically that's it. And so I am pleased with the growth of women's basketball. The coaches, they're stepping up. They're paying them what they deserve. They're getting the recognition that they deserve. And I mean, it's a lot of. We have a lot of Black women as head coaches now.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it. One day I want to be there. I want to be there, coaching. Maybe assistant coaching, maybe head coaching. I want to be there because I love it and I love the way we have grown and everybody's giving us the attention that we deserve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
JD.
Oh, so yeah, we had this question ordered, but we've been going around it, so I was trying to make sure that I'm staying in line with it. But so you mentioned about one, you just talked about, just you love seeing what you're doing as far, what Black women are doing as far as in coaching, and you've already stated that, hey, you love how the game has evolved. My question is a little bit like, even with NIL deals, it seems like it's very top heavy. Meaning, like, you see in LSU, and the LSU ladies are even Kate. I think the lady's name is Katie, for that plays for Iowa, and it seems like the money is there, but I don't understand how this model is supposed to work. With it, it can always feed back down to other programs, whether it's your program you're at, or even just a program even a step above that. Like, my question to you, like, when you see that, like, do you feel like there needs to be some type of like plan in place, some type of governance? I would say like something in there in place that allows everybody to kind of equal out, because it ain't gonna equal right now. It's just not big money is always gonna maintain the better players. So like, give me your thoughts on that. Like, what do you? I saw you smile, so it looks like you got a lot to say.
Let me give you my thoughts on the NIL. For me, I love what they're doing, but they should have thought about some more rules as far as the NIL. Okay, so you're telling these young ladies that they can go out and get deals, and then you're giving them all the money.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving them all the money, all that they can get. No, okay, for the season you get $50,000. You can use that for the season. All the rest of that money be put up when you graduate. You got all the money you could have. I think they should have some type of way of saying, okay, for the graduation rate to go up, for these kids to graduate from college, hold on to some of that money and tell them, when you graduate, here's your big pocket. Here's your big pot that you're gonna get when you graduate from college. And some of them, yes, they're staying there 4 years, but really, are they gonna graduate? Or are they just staying there those years just to get the money?
Yeah.
So what are they doing? Are they
it.
staying there to get the education? Or are they just staying there and keeping their grades up, barely up, just to get the money?
I think that's what Angel Reese is doing. Moving. Yeah, Angel Reese already said, like, why go to the WNBA? I'm making more money now.
Yeah, exactly. So now what's the point? What do they have to look forward to?
So you think, so basically saying they get 50,000 per year. So the freshman year, if you get 50,000, then your sophomore year 50,000.
Do you need more than that for college? Do you need more than that?
No, you really don't.
You don't really, I could say 25,000. I mean, because you don't really need. All you need is to buy clothes. You're eating free. You're getting your books free. You living free. I mean, everything is free. Everything. If you got a full ride, everything is free.
A lot of this money is going to people's parents. Like, people making their parents millionaires.
That's right. That's right. And I understand, but parents wouldn't have anything to worry about. You got 25,000 to 50,000 to spend during the season. They don't have to worry about giving you money for anything. And then when you graduate, you get that big pot. So keep adding to that pot, and the number keeps going up. And when you graduate, boom, you got enough to start your own business, to do whatever you want to do. But if they give it all to them now, how many of them gonna have it later?
That's the same thing I said about my plus loan when I was in college. I was balling.
I guess
I
he didn't
was rolling
realize
with them loans.
he didn't realize he had to pay it back.
He ain't really had to pay it
It's
back,
a
though.
personal loan.
He
You
should-
gotta pay it back.
He should have been paying
You gotta
attention
pay
to
that
his
loan
loan.
back. Like it's no
Man, listen.
loan does not mean you get to keep it forever.
Man, the
You
grandma
gonna
was
pay
not
it
that
back.
expensive. For real. And I came out there with like almost 40,000. I'm like, bro, I was sick.
You should have been
How
putting it
much?
back into your loan.
Man,
40
I
racks?
the grandma was $40,000 in student loans, bro.
What the
Ridiculous.
world?
Bro, hey man, you know, when you don't know, just like with
That's
the NIL,
right.
like you just,
That's
personal
right.
loan, we're gonna give it to you. Regular loan, you're gonna give it to you. Like
Right.
it's just how it is, man. You know, you
That's
just
how
gotta
it is.
learn.
Maybe you should look at the word loan. Like maybe that would have gave you a
Loan
clue.
mean pay it
Like
back.
they give you a rate on that paper, so you should know I have to pay this back. Well,
Look, my mom said, when you graduate, baby, I'm gonna help you pay those loans. I'm still waiting on that check. I'm still waiting on that check.
Oh, that's how you gonna do Mama Butler, man? You
That's
wrong.
how
Hey
you
man,
gonna
I
do,
tell her
mama?
That's how you do Mama Butler.
yeah,
man.
he did.
Oh, boy.
He just put my brother out
You just
there.
put Mama
Just
Butler
put
on
her out
blast,
there.
man. Straight
You
up
sure
I'm
wrong.
still waiting on my
You
check.
sure we gonna take this clip and send it to her.
Exactly.
But I
Oh,
want
y'all gonna do my man like that?
Oh, yeah, we
Y'all
got
gonna
to.
do
That's
him?
how we roll.
Absolutely.
I want to
Yeah,
follow up on the NIL though. So, what's the difference when you was playing in college in the WNBA? What's the difference you see in the game now when you was playing and to today's games? You know, what's the difference that you see, the good and the bad?
Well, they're not as tough as we were. You know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we're the bad girls, not the bad boys, but the bad girls. You know, we'll knock somebody down, and you know they get mad at Coach Staley, Dawn Staley, for the way her team plays, but that's the way she grew up playing.
Yeah.
So why are you getting mad at her for the way her team, you know, they're knocking people around and hitting people? That's the bad. That's the part that they don't have that we did. But I think that from when I was playing to them playing now, I mean, they have everything they could ever want. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't have the locker rooms like they have. We didn't have the like the NIL. We didn't have our uniforms was what we had, and that was it. We didn't get a different uniform every day, different shoes and all this stuff. I played in my shoes the whole season. I didn't get 2 or 3 pair. You know, they have everything that they could possibly need. There should be no problems of them working hard and playing hard every night they come on the court. We did it because we loved it. We did it because we loved it. They have no excuse. If they don't love it, they still have no excuse because they have everything they could ever want.
So, how would your game transition to today's game? How many points you think you're averaging today's
Man,
game?
I probably averaged 40 points today.
Easy work.
Easy work.
They wouldn't know what to do with me because they play defense, but they don't play real defense. Hey, man, I would average 40 points probably today. Yeah, easily. I tell my girls when I was coaching at Bluefield University, I'm like, girl, listen, I can score on y'all all day long. There was nothing y'all could do. Every time I get the ball, I will score. And the only reason I would not score is because I didn't concentrate and finish the shot.
Ooh. So by you telling them that, have any of your girls challenged you?
Oh, the boys do. Girls don't challenge me. The boys challenge me. Oh God, they got so much mouth. Oh, they got so much. I said to him, I said, listen, son, back in my day, you wouldn't be able to do anything with me because you don't play defense. And when you don't play defense, I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I'm gonna take advantage. See, I'm a smart player. I take advantage of what you can't do. Y'all don't do that. I said, y'all have to look and see what this person is doing to you, and how they're defending you, and that's how you get to the basket. That's how you play your game. You see what the defense is giving you. Nah, they don't do that no more, man. They don't do it.
Yeah.
So
you know that you talked about, you enjoyed your overseas time and the whole Brittany Griner situation. Like, what can the WNBA do to increase revenue to not allow the ladies to go play in the off season overseas? Because I know they're making a ton of money overseas, but there got to be a way for them to stay home and be able to get everything they need.
I tell you what, I the only thing I can see is that the NBA would have to just take us under their wing, man.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA, I mean, they have so much support and sponsorship and this and that. If they would just take us and say, listen, if you're going to be a part of us, then you got to be a part of the WNBA. We got to help them to stay here and to be able to pay them more for what they're doing, because they're working just as hard as we're working. And we're working. Our season may be shorter, but we're still working just as hard as you are. We work out just like y'all do. You know, the girls, they shouldn't have to go overseas. But see, for me, I wanted to go overseas. I wanted to continue to play because I loved it. And I played year round for about 4 or 5 years. I overseas. I went from WNBA overseas, WNBA overseas, WNBA overseas. I never stopped. So
is it because of love of the game, or is it because if you could have made the type of money that these women are making now, would you have that?
No, I still would have played. Yeah,
okay.
I still would have played because I love the game. I love playing, and I love the challenge of going overseas and playing against foreigners and taking the challenge of winning championships over there. So no, for me, I'm different, man. I'm built different. I love the game. I love it. And you know, anybody that challenges me, at one point I kept my ball and my shoes in the car. They love the challenge, man.
That's a baller.
Let's go.
Right there.
I got my shoes in the car. Let's go.
That's a baller right there.
Yes,
that's right.
Ready to go.
To piggyback on what Ray just said, how do you feel like the NBA players now are investing into the WNBA, like Dwayne Wade investing into the Chicago, I think Storm or something like that?
Chicago.
Yes.
Chicago Sky.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Chicago Sky. My bad. But how do you feel? But how do you feel? You know, about NBA players investing into the women's game.
I love it. I wish more of them would. I wish more of them would invest in the women's game, because you know they're our brother league, and if we don't have their support, then you know who's going to support us if we don't have the brothers that play beside us? What sponsor's going to say, well, y'all don't support them, so why should I support them? You know. Yeah. So I wish more of them would, and you know I appreciate the ones that do. And we lost a good one in Kobe because he definitely was support of women's basketball.
Don't get him started.
I was just about to say that. What he was doing for women's basketball, I think it would have took it to a whole nother level if he was today. Because he was gonna make sure they got the right equal pay. Because his daughter was playing and he was the first one on board with the WNBA. He was.
Yep. So I just wish more of the NBA players would, you know, take interest in the women's game.
So my final question for me: name your top 5 WNBA players.
Hey man, I think you kind of skipping past a bunch of stuff.
First of all,
you went from another one to another one. I don't know if you just don't realize your name ain't about that question. By the way, I don't even know why you even going, man. Come on. Let's keep going. So, I do have a question though, and when you say like you mentioned like you wish players to do more and just have more involvement, and you do see some things like I think with the Las Vegas Aces, they have a new training facility, right? That they've invested into, and they got I think they have their own stadium. The Washington Mystics, their stadium's right down the street from where I live, right here. So you see those different things, but you know it comes far few between, right? Like some of these other organizations still share stadiums with their partners in the NBA, and the training facilities. I'm not sure where they train at either. So when we talk about how can we invest in them, and this has been an issue across sports, whether it's equal pay and just in the investment in the women's game in general, like in all sports, whether it's soccer, whatever else is out there. What can be done? Because they talk about it all the time, and it's these small adjustments or investment happens, but it's never like an influx. Like even that time, even with the NCAA, they had the women's training workout facility. Then you had the men when they did a comparison and the weight room and all that type of stuff. Like it's just never like. Is it just to a point where you just have to keep putting that out there, the information, showing people why? Like, what can be done to just change that narrative, and so it can start being? It can be. I
don't know if anything can be done, man. I really don't. I think that it's just that they're always gonna be superior over us. They're gonna be taken care of more than we are. Right. I don't. you can continue to fight the battle, but you know, hey, I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever change. I'm hoping it will. I'm praying that will, because you know, right now with the WNBA, we don't even have a retirement.
Oh wow.
Really?
Well, we don't have a. You can retire.
Sheesh.
You can retire, but
You don't get a
Right.
pension.
you're just retiring.
Wow.
You're just retiring. So, you know, and I'm like, yeah, y'all got y'all 401. Yeah, we got it, but we can't get it until what?
Wow.
You know, we got to live right now.
That's
You know,
right.
we got to live right now.
Wow.
So y'all can't, you know, don't talk about no 401. Hey, that's way down the line. That's when I'm old and can't barely walk anymore.
Right.
But right now, what do? You know, well, most of the girls coach college. Some of them, you know, there ain't many in the WNBA. There's some few that've gotten into the NBA, which I'm happy about. That you know, those got in the NBA, which I'm trying to do too. You know, I'm trying to get in there too. So it's just, you know, it's just they're just not gonna let us. They're not gonna let us, man.
Wow.
That's crazy. You don't
I
get no
want them
retirement.
to, huh?
That's crazy that you don't get no retirement. Like you go out night in, night out, summer, all of that, perform, and then you gonna tell me I don't get no retirement? Like that's crazy.
No retirement. So we're still fighting for that, man.
So what the head people are doing? Like what are the head people? They just like not even thinking about it. They're not trying to put a plan in place. They're not.
We bring it up every time we go into. We bring it up, but nothing's done. Nothing's being done. Nothing's being said.
So what are they saying about the 401k? They just don't want to do it, or
I mean, no, we have 401k. We have that.
I mean, they're 401k like a regular business.
That's
like a regular job.
to the end. That's just like a job, you know.
It's like
I'm
65
just
when you
saying,
get it.
I'm just saying,
dang.
yeah, 65 when you get it. So I'm just saying, you know, the guys, you know, they put in their 10 years. They got check coming every day. They got to check them every month. We don't have anything coming.
Yeah.
So when it's time for the CBA, which y'all, I think WNBA just put one in place the last couple of years, is that not coming up in discussion?
It's coming up in discussion. That's about it.
Yeah. Are they gonna do it?
I don't know if anybody's doing anything about it,
Wow.
but it comes up in discussion. So we keep trying though. You know, I got to give it to my girls. We keep trying. So every time we get a chance, we keep trying, and we finally became a part of the Players Association. So we're moving up. We're getting some stuff done. We just got to get that. That's that one thing we need done is a retirement.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
It's gonna come. Yeah.
Donna, before you get your question, let me ask you
I
one
ain't get my
question.
question in yet before Donovan.
It is actually Dr. It is actually Dr. Moment. It is actually Dr. Moment, to be honest with you. You may want to go back and look at the list. But anyway, just one more question. You said that you're even thinking about coaching the NBA. Does what happened to Teresa Weatherspoon, does that kind of scare you a little bit? Because she built that relationship with Zion, and the Zion situation with the New Orleans Pelicans kind of went on, and it was trade discussion, and then they end up letting her go. Like, does that type of situation, does that kind of keep you maybe from wanting to coach in them ranks, or it's just like, you know what, hey, we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, it kind of put a damp on it. You know, that hurt. But we still got to keep pushing and try to get in there because, you know, we get in there, we show them what we can do. There are a few of them in there that showed them what we can do. You know, everybody's not going to be perfect and everybody's not perfect. You know, you're going to have some situations that you can't get into, and you got to know when to say no and when to say yes. And, you know, and you learn, you live and you learn. And so, but I personally would love to be in the WNBA. You know, that's where I would love to be. But you know, it's hard getting through that door, man. It's hard. Sometimes it's just doors just don't open for you. Like, oh yeah, you are just this, you just that. Doesn't mean the doors are open. Doesn't mean that you still have to. Somebody got to open the door for you.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You know, hey, I'll just wait my turn.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last question. I know Donna was trying to skip over me and shit.
No, the whole time. What are you talking about?
But so we were talking about it's a two-part question. So we were talking about, you know, you rep South Carolina. So who you think gonna win if you had to pick for college and WNBA? That who will be your favorites to win both tournaments?
College, South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Okay.
WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, man, those girls are playing ball. Gray and oh my God, they are just
They ball.
unbelievable. They're balling.
Even
I don't see them. I don't see their style, the way they carry themselves. They just, I don't see anyone beating them. I don't see anybody able to beat them.
even after that beat down they took the other day.
Even after the beat down. You're gonna take beat downs, man. You're gonna get beat down. You can't win everything. You're gonna get beat down. I'm sorry. That's just the way we play and the way the game goes. You're gonna get beat down. I had one season that I started the season. We were 0-10 with the WNBA. We started 0-10, but guess what? We ended up in the finals.
That way
We
you
ended up in the finals that season. So you're gonna get some beat downs. You're gonna get some highs and lows, but you keep fighting and you keep playing, and that's what we did.
Okay, so I gotta follow up with that. I agree with you on the WNBA, but I did you and that LSU, yeah. You know what? We said.
But you did you beat us last year?
Did you win a championship last year?
But did you beat us? You didn't beat us. You did not beat us.
We had to get it going. We had all new.
No. We took when South Carolina stepped on the court with LSU, y'all were done.
Lost by 24.
If we had been in that final,
24.
we'd have had another. We lost the hour.
But where were you at in March, though?
We lost the hour. We did. We lost that game. I'm fine with that. But if we had played LSU, y'all wouldn't. The girl couldn't do nothing with Boston.
You know what they say? If it was a fifth, we all be drunk.
But it happened though. But it happened though. They beat you. They beat you.
You know what I'm gonna tell you? Who got the ring?
Yeah, you got the championship. Yeah, you got one.
But y'all just became relevant after one season. Nobody was paying.
Oh, girl
exactly,
came home,
after
bro.
one season.
Mookie
Nobody was paying no attention.
What's her name?
Listen,
Mookie came home. Mookie said she was bringing a ring home. And
at the end of the day,
delivered.
your ring, you may have the championship, but that ring got a loss to South Carolina on it.
That
record gonna say it puts your record on the ring, and that record gonna say.
But at the end of the day, who got the bling? Who got the bling?
Hey, but it's gonna say a loss.
You got one. How many we got?
Y'all, how many y'all got? Two or three? What they got?
They don't got three, right?
Three.
Yeah, catch up.
But listen, we're gonna catch up. We got the gold. We got the golden BR.
You still.
We got the golden BR.
Hey, I'm telling you, you still gotta compete. I told you on any given night. Now Reese get a little lazy now when she wants to.
Nah,
she better
get a little lazy when she wants to.
I'm hitting you up during the season.
Please do. Get my number, my IG, my Insta, my Facebook. Get it all.
I need to follow you.
I want you to hit me.
Listen, don't try to block me now.
How about this? I'm gonna go to the LSU South Carolina game. I'm gonna go to that game, and I'm gonna call you from the game.
Let's go.
I'm gonna call you from the game.
Let's go. All of us. Let's go to BR, baby.
South Carolina. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, that's your girl. You can get us in, right?
You got that right. I can get us in, no problem.
Okay.
I go to the final 16.
We are South Carolina. Tell them to kick me out because I'm be talking a lot of shit.
So real quick before Donovan get his last question for the day. Where do you rank Dawn as a head coach of all time?
I can rank Dawn probably third or fourth. I'll say Pat Head. I'll say Kay Yao, and I really love Vivian Stringer.
Yeah, Vivian was nice.
She was a great stroke coach, but I put Dawn next. She's next in line, and it's nobody else that I would put above her. I know Connecticut. I know
Gino.
He just had all the best players at one time.
So now Pat Summit?
No. He had all the best players at one time. Come on, man.
No Pat Summit?
Yeah, Pat Summit is one.
Pat Summit is one.
What about Mookie? Yeah. Mookie?
Vivian. No.
Huh? That's like 4 rings she got.
I don't care. You ask me my opinion. You ask me my opinion. That's my top 4.
Okay, I can respect those though. I can respect those.
Yeah, I gotta have that because
Yeah.
you know Vivian, she didn't get all the props that she deserved, you know, at times. But Vivian String, I played for her when I played USA basketball and went to Cuba. Yeah, she was great. So yeah,
That's a good list. That's a good list.
thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. See, I ain't a hater, but I can give you props. Well, I'm coming to South Carolina with my LSU shit on.
They'll be glad I put my South Carolina shirt on tonight. If I had known, I sure would have worn my South Carolina shirt.
Represent.
Hey, represent.
For sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle though. It's gonna be a battle.
Let Donovan
This is
get his
good for
question
women
in.
basketball, like you said.
Let Donovan get his question in, man. You keep just going on and on and on. Like,
Okay, yeah, you're right. I got excited when you say LSU. You know, I get
Go ahead,
excited.
Donovan. Go ahead, Donovan. It's on you, man.
So give us your top WNBA players of all time. Your top 5. Oh, you got to think about it. Hey, when you got to think about it, it's tough on you. Hey, it's real tough on you. You're gonna leave somebody. You're gonna leave somebody out. I can see it.
I'm definitely gonna leave somebody out. So I gotta go with Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah, that's your dog.
Tina Thompson.
Tina was nice.
Cynthia Cooper.
Oh, Houston Rockets here.
That
was a comment.
Hey, Lisa Leslie.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, that fifth one. Oh, let me see.
Andrea Stinson.
Myself.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I like that.
I
Give
like
yourself
that.
your flowers.
Yeah.
Hand claps.
Yeah.
Give it a
Give
clap
you
for that.
flowers.
I got one last question. Would you like to see your Charlotte team back in Charlotte playing basketball? Would you like the organization back?
I would love it. And I'll definitely try to be a coach or something on the sideline, man. I'm there. They say they're going to get a team. I'm applying right away. I'm going to be the first one. Can I get in?
Well, listen, with your connection to Jordan family, he better look out now. Listen, I know he may sold the team, but he got still connection.
He still got minority ownership.
Yeah, I know he better make sure you take care of him.
Hey, I'm gonna be right there, man. If they get a team, I'm definitely gonna be there and try to support and do whatever I can. Hey, I would love to see Charlotte with a team.
They should. It's a nice area too.
And I think they should add more teams because you have, like, as we saw, like great players coming out of college that don't get drafted because there's just not that many teams for them. And you have like All-Americans coming out of college that don't even get drafted because it's don't have a lot of teams.
Yeah, it's sad, man. We don't have enough. And you know, and the one girl from LSU said that some of these veterans need to stop playing. Well, honey, I'm sorry. That's the only way that you're gonna learn is from a veteran. And if they stop playing, then y'all won't have a WNBA because y'all game will be whacked because y'all don't have any experience yet. You haven't gone overseas. Go overseas, get you some experience, and come on back and try it again. I understand because there's not enough teams. There isn't. There's not enough teams in some of these places. Miami, Cleveland, Charlotte. They need to get their teams back. Houston. They need to get their teams back because we desperately need it. You know,
I forgot about the Houston Comets. They're not there.
They need, because I had a cousin who played for Texas A&M. Leading score for Texas A&M.
Here we go.
Bro, I can't help my family. Bro. You know what I mean? I can't help it.
Always
But I'm just saying,
man. He got somebody.
It's my daughter. You ain't listening. I got ballers in my family. I was a baller. You know what I'm saying? But my son a baller. You know, everybody a baller. So but nah, she led All-American, Texas A&M all 4 years. Got drafted, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, like you said, not enough spots, so she overseas right now.
Right.
Yeah, it just, it just needs
just
more.
Not enough spots.
Yeah.
It's not. And these girls are, and I don't blame them for complaining because, hey, if I'm drafted, I expect to make a team. I expect to be on somebody's roster. You know, the guys, they get drafted number 144, and they're on somebody's roster.
Yeah.
You know, we get drafted number 10 and we can't get on the roster.
Yeah,
Right.
That
that's
just doesn't
crazy.
make any sense to me.
Yeah, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't
It
make
doesn't
any
make
sense.
sense.
So that's the thing that I always pray about and hope that happens, that we get more teams, because there are a lot of young ladies that do that. Now, how do we encourage the younger girls to play the game when they see that there's not enough room and there's not any spots? These girls have stopped playing when they finish high school. They don't play anymore, and they're really good, but they don't play anymore because, you know, what am I playing for? If I go to college, I want to go to college and get my degree and go on to my career. There's no WNBA team for me to play for, so why am I still playing?
Mhm.
So,
But I mean, you can still go overseas and make a ton of money.
oh,
Like, we
yeah.
can't. I know
Yeah.
I know we talking about WNBA, but if you truly, like you said, you love the game of basketball, so it didn't matter where you played.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that in you, you can make a ton of money overseas and get the
Right.
overseas experience,
Right.
see coaches you never will probably see in your lifetime.
That's right.
But everybody don't have the same will that she got. Like, you got to
Right.
think about it. A lot, like she said, a lot of these girls today, they don't want to go overseas. They don't want
They
to be
don't
far.
want to go,
No.
They want
especially
to
after
be
Brittany
home.
Griner stuff.
Yeah, they want to be around in their area,
Yeah.
especially after Brittany Griner. They like, hold on, if I'm going overseas, that could have been me out there. You know,
Right.
somebody.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
People, these kids now, they're not with that. They like, nah.
Nah.
I just
Exactly.
think Adam Silver needs to like get more involved with it.
Yes.
I mean, you got a lot of young ladies who's coming out now that are real good basketball players. Like she said, they just need that extra, you know, getting them Adam Silver in the NBA, getting involved, and like you said, putting the team back in Charlotte, putting the team back in Houston,
That's
because they
right.
can support them. You just gotta get the support from like the LeBrons of the world, the D Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Wade is doing it. I mean, he's, you know, making his move, but the LeBrons of the world, all these other guys who are big time players,
Mm-hmm.
make that push as well. If they make that push, eventually they're going to get more teams and more people going to get involved.
That's right. And you know, you talk about overseas. I am getting ready to go in August. I'm going to go over on a USA Select tour. We're taking 15 guys over to play in front of all the owners and the coaches and the teams. We're going to actually play those teams in London and in Malta, Italy, for about 20 days. We're going to go over. We have 21 games in 20 days. And we're taking them over so they can get looked at to play overseas. You know, that's what we do. We want to give them an opportunity, put them in front of the people they need to be put in front of in order to get a job overseas. So I'm going over to help to head coach that team in August.
Well, that's gonna be an amazing experience.
Yes, it's gonna be an experience. Now I might get my butt kicked 21 times, but it's okay. I want the guys to be seen, and maybe somebody will see this guy. Okay, he can really do this, and hire him. You know, then he has a job. So that's what we do. So y'all know any players that want to go, hit me up. Let me know.
You need a rebounder?
We have trials in May.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing, though. We had this debate, and it's Keon said he can still get 12 points in the NBA. So Keon probably is our prime
I didn't
candidate.
say 12.
Yes, you did say 12 points. I said I can get you 8 points. No, you did not. You said I can get 12 points in the NBA. We were all like, no, you
You can
cannot.
get with Draymond Green, kid.
He said, no, he said he can get 12 points. He said I can get 12 points in the NBA. Oh, he said.
What is like defense in the NBA? I get you 8.
Draymond Green getting
so can you should be a
I'm
superstar?
gonna make 2 threes.
So can you should be a superstar on her team? You gonna be you should be a superstar on this team then. You should be a superstar on this team and you get 12 points in the NBA right now. You should be a superstar there.
Well, I got a little older since I said that.
Oh,
I
you
got a little
older?
more grades
That was
than
earlier
my
this
years
year.
since I said
That was
that.
earlier
You
this
caught me
year.
about 3 years ago.
No,
yeah.
that was
But I give you like 8 points.
This is what we go through all the time.
Earlier this year.
This is what we
That
go
was
through all
earlier
the
this
time.
year. That was in March when you said that.
Key, you did say you can get 12 points. You did say that.
He said it in March.
Give me about 6 months. I'll get you 2 threes, two free throws, and 2 layups.
Well,
I'll give you 2 threes.
In 6 months, you're going
2
you get
layups,
younger.
2 free
In
throws.
6
I
months,
get
you
it.
get younger by 20.
Oh,
In
my
6 months, you
God.
get younger by 20 years.
Huh?
You get younger by 20 years. You will get younger by 20 years in 6 months.
No, I know. Give me about 6 months. Give me a shelf that's gonna cook for me. I'm gonna get the best shape of my life. Give me KD shelf.
You gotta go from 44 to 24. Now you
Look.
got a shot for
I
Chef.
get
Now
you.
you
I
can
do.
I can get you 12.
Like you talking about, just like you were talking about the young man on your team that don't want to play defense. He's not playing no
No
defense.
defense.
Don't even worry
Okay.
about it.
Slow bird.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm a
Don't
cherry pick. I'm just gonna leak out. Throw it to me.
So you leaving
But
your team to play 4-on-5. That's what
Yeah,
you
yeah, I'm gonna
That's what
leak
he's
out.
saying.
I'm gonna leak out. But on a serious note, one more question about the teams, right? What do you think if like every city, because they make so much money now, every city or the men's invest in a WNBA team in a city and take a portion of what they make in the NBA and create a WNBA team.
Yeah, that's all I would love to see. I would love to see that. I would love for them to do that, like Curry with the Warriors, and just they take their top. The money that they get, that's pocket change for
Right.
for pay. 50,000 for a rookie coming in. You get a whole team of rookies. I mean, you can get 10 guys to get 50,000. That's pocket change. They carry that when they go out on the weekend. So
Right.
that's nothing to them. They can write it off.
Yes.
Either way.
Yes.
Either way, so that there you go. There's another team of 10. Okay, there you go.
This Keon ideal WNBA, me say NBA players who got the bag. Look, y'all get
Yeah,
WNBA teams. Invest in WNBA teams and cities.
Yes.
Everybody want an NBA team, invest in a WNBA team. Remember, your boy said it though.
Could be a
Andrea, it's been an absolute blast. Listen, I know we probably can talk all day. That's what we do. But definitely, look, don't be a stranger to the show. Anytime you want to get on, just hit me up. If you want to just do our regular segment, you want to jump and talk college basketball, NBA, WNBA, whatever, you got free launch to come into.
Oh, you coming back for
Thank you.
We're gonna be in South Carolina.
We're gonna be in South Carolina for the LSU game. Yeah, we'll be there. That's where we're gonna meet up.
Parting words, Andrea. Any parting words for us? Any last words for you want to give?
Hey guys, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm gonna definitely start watching the show. I got to start listening now because y'all are hilarious and y'all really live up to your name, the Arguing Brothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it.
So we definitely gonna get you some merchandise. We're gonna definitely take care of you. Text me your hoodie size, your t-shirt size. I got you.
I got it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, we need
No,
to
no.
check out one of your games.
No, thank you. We definitely gonna have to check out one of your games.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Let us
my little boy Elijah, he gonna woo you now.
Like send us a schedule. We'll definitely look it up. Absolutely.
I
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show. Thank again, Andrea Stinson, for coming. We're gonna give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
And we out of here.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too.
All right.
Get her login. I forgot how to do that shit. I forgot how to do it. Damn. Hold on. How do you do that? Damn.
Stop.
All right, folks. All right,
All right, bro.